The train ride felt longer than it should have. I sat by the window, watching the city slowly melt away, replaced by an endless expanse of open sky and a distant, hazy blue. In the glass, my reflection stared back at me-wide eyes. Cheeks just a little too pink, and fingers that wouldn't stop twisting the strap of my bag. I kept checking my phone, even though the time stubbornly refused to move faster. At 4:47, it felt too early, too late, and to everything all at once. My mind kept replaying the moment Ren asked me out. It wasn't dramatic. It was just a quiet moment after school, the classroom glowing with that soft orange sunset light. His voice was trembling just a little when he asked, "Do you want to go to the beach with me this weekend?" When the train finally pulled into the station, the salty air rushed in like a long-awaited welcome. The beach was alive. The waves rolled in with a gentle, rhythmic hum. Children's laughter floated on the breeze, and wind chimes from nearby stalls sang their soft, tinkling songs. I slipped off my shoes, and the sand was still warm beneath my feet. And then I saw him. Ren, he was standing near a vending machine, staring at it like it was some kind of final boss he could unfigure out how to defeat. He wore a simple white shirt and jeans, but somehow, on him, it looked perfect. The moment he saw me, his eyes widened, and he straightened up so fast he almost knocked right into the machine. "Aliko," he stammered. "Ren," I replied. We both bowed at the exact same time, then immediately started laughing, which only made us both feel even more embarrassed. It was like a scene straight out of an anime, pure awkward perfection. "You look nice," Ren said, rubbing the back of his neck in that way he does when he's nervous. "So do you," I replied, my voice coming out softer than I'd intended. We started walking along the shoreline, the tide slowly creeping closer, occasionally splashing cold water over our ankles. It was chilly, but refreshing. At one point, Ren bent down, picked up a seashell, and handed it to me. "It's shaped like a heart," he said, then quickly added, "Not that I planned it or anything." I couldn't help but smile. I held it carefully in my palm, like it was a fragile treasure that might disappear if I looked away. "I'll keep it," I promised. As we walked, the initial awkwardness began to fade, replaced by an easy comfort. Ren told me about his dream of becoming an animator, how he loved drawing detailed, immersive backgrounds more than characters. I found myself confessing my own secret dream that I wanted to write stories, but I was terrified that no one would ever want to read them. "I would," Ren said instantly, without a single moment of hesitation. His words made me stop walking. "Really?" I asked, my heart skipping a beat. "Yeah, even if I was the only one." A warmth spread through my chest, like the sun had decided to move in and make itself at home. The sky began its slow transformation, the clouds blushing pink and orange as evening approached. The beach grew quieter, the crowds thinning out, leaving behind a peaceful space that felt like it was just for us. We bought cold drinks from a small stand and sat side by side on a wooden bench facing the vast ocean. For a long time, neither of us spoke. The sound of the waves filled the silence, but it wasn't an awkward silence. It was comfortable, rare, and incredibly precious. I saw Ren clench his fist out of the corner of my eye. I knew that look. It was the same one he got before a big test. The look that said, "If I don't do this now, I never will," I said, his voice soft but firm. I turned to look at him. The wind gently lifted a few strands of my hair, and for a heart-stopping second, he just stared like he'd forgotten how to breathe. "I like you," he said, the words tumbling out. "I've liked you for a long time. I was so scared this would ruin everything, but I knew I'd regret it more if I stayed silent." Time seemed to slow down. My thoughts, which had been racing all day, suddenly became crystal clear. I remembered every shared smile in the hallway, every late-night message, every single moment where I had desperately hoped he felt the same way I did. Tears shimmered in my eyes, not from sadness, but from overwhelming relief. "I like you too," I managed to say, my voice thick with emotion. "I was just waiting for you to be brave enough." Ren let out a laugh that was shaky but so incredibly bright. "That's kind of cruel," he teased. I laughed too, quickly wiping my eyes. Just then, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the sky ignited in deep purples and brilliant gold. In the distance, fireworks began to bloom, their colorful reflections dancing across the surface of the water. Our hands found each other, fingers intertwining as if they'd been searching for this connection all along. It felt natural, like they had always belonged that way. Neither of us pulled away. The ocean continued to whisper its secrets to the shore, the waves erasing our footprints in the sand, but I knew nothing could ever erase this moment. Our first date didn't end with a dramatic kiss. It ended with warm smiles, racing hearts, and the unspoken promise of so many more days just like this one, together. It felt like an opening theme was starting to play, signaling that this was only the beginning. Thank you so much for listening to our story. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe for more tales from the heart. See you next time.